In Iowa, pork is serious business. And so is politics.
I hope dinner's okay.
Great.
Hey, sir, I'm Zach Lane.
Barbecue joints like Jethro's have long doubled as Republican campaign stops, where candidates shake hands, fill plates, and make their pitch.
I have a true and deep love for the state of Iowa, for the people of Iowa.
But Republican Zach Lane says his campaign for governor isn't the usual recipe. He's never held public office. He's largely funding his own run.
And I want to see the big issues that are facing our state addressed and solved and not swept under the rug and not pushed aside by special interests and lobbyists that are buying off too many of our politicians.
And he says his message is one you don't often hear from Republican candidates.
It's about keeping our kids in the state of Iowa. It's about saving our family farms. It's about making our education #1 in the nation again. And it's about stopping the cancer crisis. And for most of those issues, I'm the only candidate talking about them.
We sat down with Lane at the state capitol, where he said those issues drove him to run for the top job in the Golden Dome.
This seat hasn't been open in 20 years. The time for the fight is right now.
The sixth-generation Iowan grew up in Sioux City. Since then, he's bought and restored his family farm and built businesses he says helped fund his campaign without relying on outside money. The latest campaign reports show Lane raised about $150,000, but also loaned himself $2 million.
What has allowed you to have the finances to be able to back your own campaign?
I've been involved in a lot of business efforts. I've been really proud of the business background that we have, and we're still continuing some of that today.
What are some of those businesses?
Yeah, so we are involved in real estate, commercial and residential real estate. We're involved in technology companies right now that we're investing in. We are involved in agriculture.
Lane says that experience shapes how he looks at the state and how to tackle its problems. Issues like cancer and water quality. Iowa has the second highest cancer rate in the country.
We're going to do independent research, and we're going to hold these companies accountable for what's been happening.
His pitch: regulating big agriculture in Iowa.
We have to have rules in place that say that our citizens deserve to have clean water. And what's happening in water, what's happening through this is causing health issues for rural and urban residents alike. And so I believe once people are told the truth about the issue, and we're not playing a blame game, we're telling the truth about the issue and we're coming together to solve it as Iowans. I believe we've done that for over 100 years as a state to come together to solve big issues, and we can do it with this.
He's earned an endorsement from a Make America Healthy Again group, linked to Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr.'s movement.
The MAHA Coalition, the MAHA message, is one that I think is extremely powerful because it crosses every party line. Like, all parents want their kids to be healthy. They don't want their kids to be sick. They don't want to see their neighbors and friends getting cancer. And I hope to be a change agent for that in Iowa as well.
That stance extends to vaccine policy. At a January debate, Lane said he'd pull COVID shots from the Iowa market and eliminate school vaccine requirements for kids. On abortion, Lane said life begins at conception.
What would you say to a voter who, maybe a Democrat or maybe an independent who wants a candidate that cares about, keeping kids in Iowa and water quality and cancer, but maybe weary about some of, your other stances on things like abortion or vaccines?
Here's what I'd say is that I'm making it very clear what the big issues are that I'm running on. And Iowans have my commitment that that's my focus. But that being said, I believe for a very long time, there have been very powerful interests that are seeking to divide us as a people. And they've been very successful. So I would just say, take a look at our campaign. Look at how we're trying to put Iowa and Iowans first. We can disagree on some of the issues. You're never going to find somebody that you agree with 100% on. But when we look at this, we have to look at what are the major issues facing our state? What will make life better for every Iowan in Iowa? And those are the issues I'm running on. And that's why I'm here.
With an open governor's seat for the first time in decades, Lane says Iowa can't afford politics as usual, and he's asking voters to take a chance on something different.